Hello and welcome to the Spirit Guide Daily. Hey, when we're in a collective, we all share energy, and these are daily messages that will cross your path when they are meant to. They are timeless. This is the the Whispering Woods inspiration cards. I actually really genuinely like it. Usually has good protective advice on it. This is the Energy and Spirit Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. I frequently recommend her energy deck for people who are looking to learn how to read tarot because it's far less complex than the tarot. I recommend only reading them in the upright. I have not actually found oracle cards to retain their meaning in reverse. Here we go. Let's get going. What is the energy for the collective today? What do we have coming up? These can also serve as intermediate tarot lessons, as I have a tendency to illustrate how to connect the cards and to go over reversals. Please don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. Hey guys, let's go. 4 cups in the upright. Now listen, this is something happening behind the scenes usually. This card is a card of, it's called the meh card because it's about discontent sometimes. But what the person who is focusing on what they don't have isn't aware of is that behind them something new. And look at how gigantic this is compared to these 3. Something big is in the works for you. And big means transformative. It doesn't necessarily mean money and love, but it means a transformative energy that will begin to change things. Pretty much when you're at the point where you've had it, that's when the universe is like, yeah, don't worry, we're not done. But there's a reason that they test our patience, our frustration, our anger sometimes. It's because that's the thing that stands in the way of you having robust and healthy relationships with other people, which is why those are energies that need to be resolved. So if you're in the contemplating what you do not have energy and wondering if anything is ever going to change, it is, and it will be changing for the better. That is a giant cup compared to the 3 in front of this person. And the reason that things might have taken more time than you wish them to is they're trying to make sure that everything that comes to you can be retained, meaning that you don't drive anything away, any relationships or opportunities, because you're still trying to resolve some trauma. That comes out with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which can be a card of confusion or scheduling. Now, for me, it does not mean financial insecurity. In the upright, one of the meanings of this card is long-term partners, lifetime partners, and a very secure relationship. It doesn't really speak to the emotion of it, though. In reverse, it can mean confusion, or I frequently get it for scheduling, for people making scheduling changes or scheduling an appointment. That's coming out with the Knight of Wands in the upright, which is a go, 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 go energy. The Knights carry things forward. The Wands are about fire and the actions that we take. It can be creativity, passion, drive. Something's happening in the background that is actually just genuinely going to, I don't want to say upend your idea of what security is, but there is more going on than you can see. And if you're a little tired of hearing that, please look within. What are you still trying to resolve? Is it impatience? Is it anger? Is it any of the, every chakra has with it a corresponding energy that is negative. What you need to do is not eradicate that negativity, but understand it and control it. So that's usually the holdup in something, is you're still trying to heal something, you're still trying to overcome something. And no, you do not have to be perfect to have anything come to you. But if you've been asking for a big and meaningful change, in order for you to retain that big and meaningful change, in fact, you do need to heal as much as you can. And you're not failing tests. They genuinely are trying to help. They do note when we're really genuinely unhappy, and they do try. They do try. This comes out with the phase entanglement, emotional influence. I think that part of what is going on is that you have done a lot of work, but you're still working on frustration and anger. And a feeling of being, I don't want to say it's a victim mentality, it's not, but a feeling of discouragement, because that's one of the feelings with the 4 of Cups. Emotional influence can be something that is attached to you and trying to emotionally influence your thinking. I have no reason to believe that's a big part of this, but remember, things withdraw by degrees. If you have been removing attachments, if you've been resolving old attachments and connections, then it can take a little bit for the energy to entirely clear. Surprises. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. This can be a card of surprises as well. It can be the card of being haunted by something, just to be aware of that as well. It's usually in reverse when it's like that. It's a card of underlying issues when it's in reverse as well. This is a really positive draw overall. It is saying that like you're not going to see coming the biggest changes in your life, even if you work with divination, even if you're pulling cards. It's going to be more about helping you along with your emotional journey than it is telling you about what's happening in the practical world. And there is a reason, because if you're attracted to me as a reader, and I mean drawn to me as a reader, then basically you've been trying to resolve trauma, because I work almost exclusively with trauma survivors. And trauma survivors frequently don't do well with getting a bunch of details about what's going to happen in the 3D, because they've been using it as a way to treat their anxiety. Instead of resolving it by, kind of self-love and self-belief and understanding that whatever comes down the pike is something that you will be able to figure out because you believe in you, frequently people who are trying to resolve trauma try to get their answers from tarot, and they think of that as a form of being protected. It is, but it is a lesser form of protection. The greater form of protection is in knowing that you can call upon the energies that you need to protect yourself. So please remember that. And also, sometimes the emotional influence in the phase entanglement is success comes to us as we release the influence of other people upon us. Meaning you can't be at the whim of other people's opinions of you or of their energy or of their moods. And empaths really struggle with that because you're sponges. You pick up everything around you, and so it can influence you. And it's very important. One of the reasons I chose the Whispering Woods today was I just got back from grounding in the woods, where I shield like a crazy person. In order to be able to dip into collective energy like this, I have to protect myself, because whatever's on all you, it tries to come for me, and I have to be able to repel it easily. And so I did I kind of went into the woods and Teflon coated myself before I got here. It is a very good practice for anyone to have, and particularly if you are working in fields with divination, or if you're a healer, or if you're an educator, anything where you intermingle your energy with another person for their benefit. You need to be aware that you need to have very robust protective practices. So that's the emotional influence card. Something is happening behind the scenes. Here's the thing. It's coming to you at a slightly later date, but it's not later from this point in time. It's later from when you expected it, which is why the discontent is an issue. The Knight of Wands, though, is saying that things are going to start happening quickly, and it will be surprising. Please don't think you're going to get a heads up on this. And if that distresses you on any level, it means that you're still trying to heal your ability to believe, to be guided in the moment. That is what you need. Not 6 weeks from now this will happen so that you can dread it and prepare for it. And in the moment, you will know what you need to do because you are guided and you are protected. And that is part of what this phase of things only coming to you in little dribs and drabs has been about, is building up your ability to have faith that you'll figure it out as you need to. And do understand that the more healed you are, the fewer concrete details you will get about what's happening, because you are building up your ability not to endure, but to protect yourself. Okay? That was Spirit Guide Daily for today. Hey, thanks so much for joining me. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. Hey, let's go.